All right, so we're going to talk about these new things called parametric equations, which are sort of fun. It's going to let us look at motion in the plane instead of just motion back and forth on a line like we've been dealing with up till this point. And so basically the way parametric functions work is we're going to have a separate equation for the x and y coordinate. And it doesn't have to be, but often we use the variable to be this parameter t, and you can sort of think of it as time. And so it's where is this particle at a given time. And so you can definitely use your calculator on this. I see some trig functions there, so I'm going to make sure I'm in radian mode. And then basically I plug 0 in. And some of these you might even be able to do without a calculator, like when I plug in 0, doesn't matter what sine and cosine are. In this case, I can see both x and y will be 0. And so that means at time 0, this particle is at 0, 0. And so notice I don't really record the time on the graph. So I don't record the fact that time is 0, but I just know the particle was at that point at some time. Let's maybe jump down to 3 pi over 4. So now on my calculator, I go to 3 pi over 4. Just go put those parentheses in, times cosine of 3 pi over 4, and I get a number, and we're going to be eyeballing it here anyway. I'll just put negative 1 point, whoops, this was 3 pi over 4, so negative 1.7. And then I'll do the same thing, but now y is t times the sine of 3 pi over 4, and so then I get 1.7. And so, of course, you'll want to do all the points, and you'll sort of connect them as you go. But I now know that at time 3 pi over 4, I'm at negative 1.7, comma 1.7. So somewhere around in there. And you'll basically just do this for a bunch of points and connect them, and you'll have an idea of the path. And then some questions about the x-intercepts. So you'll want to be thinking about how you know when the graph is on the x-axis, what you know about the coordinates of all points on the x-axis. Before you dive into this, you'll watch the next video, which will talk about how to check these graphs on your technology, either Desmos or the graphing calculator.